Michael Corey said, success has always been easy to measure. It's the distance between one's origins and one's final achievement. Larry Quinlan was born and raised here in St. Kitts. He started his work life as a bike messenger at his father's business as a young boy. After graduating from the best high school, Bastyr High School, he went to earn a Bachelor's of Science degree from the University of the West Indies. He holds a Master's in Business Administration from Burge College, City University of New York, and an honorary Doctor of Laws degree from the University of the West Indies in 2018. He joined Deloitte, the world's largest professional service provider, in 1988. He started as systems analyst and gradually worked. He started as an systems analyst and gradually worked his way up, holding various leadership positions within the organization. After a number of leadership roles in the organization, he recently served as the Global Chief Information Officer, with responsibility for all facets of technology worldwide, including strategy, operations, and cyber. His present role is the principal. His success story is one that we, as natives of this land, are loud and encouraged. Are you inspired yet? I feel very inspired. I sure am. He is here for a bit more to talk to us about his achievements and his stellar performance. Due to the stellar leadership and performance in STEM, Mr. Quinlan won the Orby Awards for CIO in the year 2021. So please join us as we welcome Mr. Larry Quinlan on Good Morning SKN. Good morning again, Mr. Quinlan.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. It's truly an honor for me to be here.
Wonderful. So the most important question we'll start off with, as the global CIO, did you have to visit all of the 150 countries?
No, I did not have to visit all 150. Some are interesting countries like Syria and Afghanistan and Pakistan and Mongolia, etc. And in times of trouble, I'd certainly stay away from some of those. But I did have the opportunity, over a career and a lifetime to visit over 100 countries.
Whoa, and you're close to the 150.
That's true, but it's been fascinating. It gives you a really rounded view of life. And I've got 2 daughters, and one of the things we've talked about is the need to see the world, to gain perspective, to understand different cultures. And I've journeyed with them to a number of different places. We've gone to the Middle East with Israel and Jordan, and we've gone to Africa and Rwanda and South Africa, and really gain that perspective. But I do have to put in a plug for St. Kitts. As I've traveled the entire world, you realize the quality of life we have in St. Kitts and Nevis is pretty special, and we need to work to maintain it.
Well, I do have to ask you, since you are so well-traveled and obviously well-educated as well, when you traveled to other countries, was there anything that changed your view at all and perhaps made you even more open-minded?
I believe so. The cultures are so different. You get to see how people operate in India and how different that is from the way culture is built and work is done in Japan. Then you understand Latin America and how that's completely different. So it is the understanding of different cultures and a need to understand people as they are and not simply be impatient and assume that everyone's going to be like us. When I was younger, earlier in my career, I was impatient. I felt like everybody had to agree with me. Everybody had to be the way I was. And as you get older, you realize, that's really nonsensical, that the world is built of different people. And it is by harnessing the energy of different kinds of people that we create great ideas that could be successfully implemented. I do have to say, you do get a little bit tired of going to certain countries, and they haven't seen a lot of Black people in those countries, and immediately they say, you look like Obama. But you get over that after a while.
I think that's a good comparison. I would feel like it's a compliment. He's a very handsome man. Okay, so with this scale of management at the company that you work for, how do they create policies that reach to the employees?
And that's certainly a real passion of mine. So if you think of policy in a couple of different ways, I was responsible for technology across the world, so 350,000 people. And the idea is to get people to adopt certain initiatives. One of the things I'm passionate about is ensuring that the ideas we have are actually worthy of the followership of people. It's one thing to try and beat people over the head and say, you must do this and you must do that. That's not sustainable. I mean, sure, you have certain levers you can use to accomplish that, but that's not sustainable. We actually have to have ideas that are worthy of the followership of people. When they sit in their homes or offices and analyze what you want them to do, is it in their best interest? Does it make sense? Would reasonable people do that, or do they simply see through it and realize that this is just something that they're not going to benefit from? They're not going to get anything from. They're simply working harder, for you, but they're not going to get anything from it. And I'm a firm believer in we got to have a win-win situation. Right. And the best way to have sustainable excellence is to ensure that everyone is benefiting from the policies that we are implementing. And in that way, we can truly achieve sustainable excellence.
Right, for sure. And I think that we're already out of the era where you could beat people over the head. People are more about their rights and their enjoyment of their job and their quality of life. So I think, yes, it's very important to make it a win-win situation and make people feel that sense of fulfillment at the end of the day, I mean, as it relates to their job and their place of employment.
Absolutely.
So I do want to congratulate you again for being the recipient of the Orby Award for CIO of the Year in the field of leadership. And I do want to pick your brain very quickly as to not only what it was like to receive the award, but also what the criteria is that you met.
Sure. So, first of all, it was humbling, right? It's a selection voted on by your peers. So it's a technology leadership award voted on by technology leaders. So that's pretty humbling. It means that the people who know you, the people who work in the same field that I work in, believe that I was deserving of that. The second, real understanding is that I am simply the face of a team. And there was a large team of people who worked every day to go above and beyond the call of duty, who, when we were not in the room, still found ways to create outstanding accomplishments. And those people get all of the benefit, right? They get the credit. They're the ones really creating the kind of magic that goes into the achievements cited. Technology just isn't a one man or one woman show. It really is a team effort. And I'm fortunate enough to be the leader of the team. I was fortunate enough to be the face of the team, but it truly is the team that creates the kind of momentum that people recognize, and I'm grateful to be part of the team. And in terms of the criteria, they look for leadership, they look for accomplishment, they look for community responsibility over a significant period of time. And I've been fortunate enough to be in the arena for quite some time and to be in leadership positions for quite some time. But most fortunate of all, to have the kind of team that's willing to excel at all times.